I'm Celia Harbottle. I'm a freelance lecturer in social care and health, and I've got a particular interest in mental capacity and the Care Act.
Okay. So hello Celia, what do you think the Mental Capacity Act means for parents of children who have learning disability?
Right. I think the Mental Capacity Act for parents, first of all, needs to be thought about as a very, very protective and kind piece of legislation. It's to protect people at their most vulnerable. They're people who perhaps can't make decisions for themselves. And what the Act is there for is to ensure the decisions are made for those people in their best interests. Now, what this really means from my point of view, from a parent's perspective, is parental authority ends at 16. The Mental Capacity Act starts at 16, so I'd just better explain that a little bit. First of all, for all children are deemed not able to make decisions for themselves, and that's the responsibility of a parent. So parents assume a substitute consent for their child. But at 16, that changes. At 16, the Mental Capacity Act assumes people can make decisions for themselves. And I realise that perhaps for parents of somebody with a learning disability, that might seem odd, because at the turn of a birthday, suddenly somebody's able to make a decision for themselves. That's not what it's saying. This is about equality with the rest of society. At 16, young people are expected to start to be able to make decisions for themselves. Parental authority doesn't end till 18, but parental responsibility ends at 16. Because really that 2-year period is almost like an apprenticeship for young people into adulthood. Now, what that suddenly means for parents of young people with a learning disability is their decision-making powers stop. And that must be very, very difficult for them to appreciate and understand. But what must happen, and this is the important safeguard that the Mental Capacity Act brings in, is thereafter any decision made on behalf of their loved one must be made in their loved one's best interests, and that must involve consultation with those who know and love them to inform the decision. So no decision should take place about their loved one without their involvement. It just means they're no longer the consent, but they are involved in the consultation.